Hi everyone. I wasn't planning on making a video today, but I thought I would come on and make this one. I generally, if there's something that's really annoying me, then I need to get it off my chest, and I feel that I really need to get this off my chest. I do apologise for my voice already. I'm not even sure if I've had tea. I've had a bad night, upset tummy last night. Like, you really needed to know that. Ernest Hemingway, one of his most famous quotes was, "There is nothing to writing, you just sit down at the typewriter and bleed." And I would say for a huge part that is correct. That is what you do when you write. You just bleed it all out. And I would say for the most part that a lot of my writing is quite raw. I'd say probably maybe 70% probably could be raw, and of course the new book is completely raw. It takes a great deal of bravery to tell your story, if it's been a traumatic one and a hard one. It takes a great deal of bravery to do that, but you do it because you want to give hope to other people and to empower other people who have been in a similar situation, and to let them know that even though it was hard, there's light at the end of the tunnel and you will come out stronger, which I believe. I know I am stronger for what I've went through. Most writers, I would say, probably have a day job. I don't have a day job. We don't make, unless you're really lucky, like, you strike lucky, like I would say Rupi Kaur or somebody like that, but we it's pennies that we make. I've made this year more than I've ever made, but it doesn't even touch £100. But I'm happy because my book seems to be selling quite well. Amazon, I think I've spoken about it before, Amazon, if it's a printed copy, they take more for the cost of the printing. I get more if somebody buys a Kindle. There is a thing going on at the moment, which is called 16 Days of Activism, and I know I've not said activism. It's a very hard word to say, and I am trying to do my bit to raise awareness because it happened to me, and my good friend on WordPress, Michelle Ion Najavaz, is trying to do the same. The thing that I have always found with this type of writing, and anyone who writes it, and I made a video a long time ago called Taboo Subjects, is that whoever has written about it, when they post it, they don't get a lot of. And obviously, okay, if you've never been there, you can't, but we're all human, we're all connected, and this is what this world has forgotten. We're all human, we're all connected, and as females, we should all be doing and trying our best to stamp out this disease of abuse against women and violence against women. And I'm not being biased here because I know that it can go in the other direction, but it saddens me, and this is the main point that is making me really, really hacked off at the moment. It saddens me to my core that when I take the trouble to make a post in Canva, and yes, it is quite raw, that nobody even bothers to put a like on it or a comment on it. And that is really starting to annoy me in the politest terms I can say, you know. There is probably somebody 2 streets down from you who is getting their head kicked in right now. Or being abused mentally. And in staying silent, I'm sorry, but you're as guilty as the perpetrator of the crime. You're as guilty as the perpetrator of the crime. We're supposed to be united in trying to eradicate these type of things in this world, but it seems to be in this world now that it's just everything is just me, myself and I, and it's all about me. I can't work like that. I can't work like that. I can't work like that. You know, I put my story into a book not because I want to be world famous. My dream is obviously still to sit in Waterstones and sign books, but I don't want to be world famous. I've not got the energy to be world famous. But I wrote my story not for glory but to give hope to others. But when I take the time to post a poem from it, or a post that is raw, like the poems that are in the book, and nobody even bothers to say anything, well, I'm sorry, but that just, and I don't want to swear in this video. We all have a part to play if we want to better this world. We all have a part to play in this world if we want to make it better. Not only for ourselves, but for future generations. And I'm just not talking about abuse. I'm talking about 101 different things that go on in this world. We all have a part to play, but if we take the stand of, oh, it's not happening to me, so it really doesn't matter, then that is a very selfish attitude to have. A very selfish attitude to have. The incidences of abuse are scarily high, and you only need to go on to any website, the UN, refuge, shelter, you name it, and you will see the statistics. And that is why I am here to raise awareness. Michelle is here to raise awareness. She published her story in her collection of poetry, which is called, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a raw, heart-wrenching collection of poetry. And we're doing our bit. But if you don't do your bit, then we're screwed. and every female in the world is screwed. You know, every female in the world is screwed. Your granddaughter is screwed. Your daughter is screwed because nobody is willing to raise their voice against this crap, this shit that goes on in this world. You know, domestic abuse. There is no excuse for abuse. None whatsoever. And it's not, you know, it's not a case of like the person that was being abused is a bit simple, you know, and they didn't realise what was happening and they went in. Well, you do, because, you know, a narcissist is a charm, a king of charm, right? And they will charm the birds out the trees, and then once they've got you in their lair, that's when they start stripping the very essence of you away. But as I say, I'm not being, you know, there's narcissistic females out there as well. But if you don't play your part, we all have a part to play in this world if we want this world to be a better place. Every one of us has a part to play. You know? And people seem to have forgotten that now. It's all about me. It's all about me. It's all about numbers. It's all about, you know, how many followers, how many subs, how many this, how many that. When the real core values of what you should be doing as a human being have been forgotten, like kindness, empathy, compassion, understanding. These are the core values that this world is lacking. And if you choose to ignore what I've posted because it's too raw and because you've never encountered it, well, hey, you know what I mean? It sucks, and it does not sit well with me. It does not sit well with me for not only the fact that I've wasted my time. I've just wasted my time creating that, you know. I've just been on my computer, taking the time to make it in Canva, then post it, but basically I've just wasted my time. You know, and my time is too precious to waste, I'm afraid. We all have to do our bit if we want this world to be a better place. We can't just sit on the fence and pretend, oh, because it's not happened to me, or because it's not happened to my daughter, it doesn't matter. It does matter, and it matters a great deal. It matters a great deal because somebody 2 streets down from you is getting their head kicked in right now. That's how it matters. It really does. It really does matter. And domestic abuse is a subject that I will write and rant and shout and scream about until I die. It goes on. It goes on, and it goes on behind closed doors. And when you're in that situation, you are terrified. You are terrified. You can't speak up. So I'm here to raise a voice for the people that are still in that situation. But you sitting on the fence and you not even willing to, like or comment or even share anything that I post with regards to it. I'm just giving you pause for thought, and I'm make no apology for ranting and raving, because there's some things that just get on my nerves, and if they get on my nerves, I have to get it out. I can't write pretty poetry. I did within my last collection, but I find it very hard because I have been through so much pain in my lifetime. But I have taken my pain. And I am using it for good. And I don't sit and wallow in self-pity. Never. I'm not healed, and I do have days where I cry like a baby. But I am here to give a voice to others, and I need others to help. We all need to stand together on this one. Simple as that, And this video is running on, but if it runs on, it runs on. If you want to turn off 2 minutes in, that's okay. And this poem is called Poetry Is Not Pretty, and it's a prologue for Pieces of Me. I don't know if I've read it already, I'm not sure. Poetry is not always pretty. Sometimes it is angry and raw, an open wound that still bleeds from countless wars. Why cover it up with fancy metaphors that rhyme? Poetry is not always pretty. It should reflect the story of our lives. Why try to enhance it with happy ever after or once upon a time? Take your pretty poetry and place it in a book to sell. I can only write as I feel. My story is mine to tell, never for sympathy or rapturous applause, only because I prefer not to use gauze. So I choose to write with flaws until restored, and I make no apology for who I am. I come with flaws. I don't wear a mask. I don't see the point in wearing a mask. I'm nearly 60-year-old. I'll be 58 next year. I am as real, authentic and honest as it gets. And I can only write what I feel. And if what I write does not appeal to you, that is fine. Everybody likes different things. But when I'm trying to do something to raise awareness of something and I get no feedback on it, that annoys me. I didn't mean to make this video today, but I had to come on and make it. I hope you've all had a good week. I know it's Thanksgiving in the States, and I think Thanksgiving is a far better thing than Christmas, because Christmas, don't even go there, and I don't want to go off on tangents. Enjoy your day, and I hope if you are having Thanksgiving, it's an enjoyable day with your family. Bye for now.